Everything began when a grainy old video of Chrissy and Cam in a dimly lit VIP club was made public. They are leaning in close, speaking and laughing together on the video, which felt much too personal for friends. Chrissy even placed her palm on Cam's chest and brushed her hand across his leg. When it went live, Harlem was a hive of activity. Jim Jones was at home browsing through his phone when he came across the video. He played it 3 times, then threw his phone across the room, vanished for hours, and then reappeared with a haunting appearance. His face is drawn and his eyes are crimson. It wasn't just any old leak. It developed into a serious crisis. Hashtags like #JockJimCam and #AERRISSYExposed became viral on social media. 10-year-old reality show moments were revived by fans who analyzed every grin and look between the two. Comments descended into contentious arguments. At the same time, nothing felt calm inside Jim's house. Was Chrissy cheating? Had Cam broken up with her? Or was there another factor at work? According to those close to him, he paced the night with phones in hand, attempting to make sense of everything. When he called his mother Nancy, she reportedly told him to face the situation head-on while crying. "Don't let them play you like that," she said, but Jim remained silent online, which fueled rumors that he was planning something drastic. 2 days later, a private message from Cam appeared. In it, he laughed off the backlash by responding to a fan with a joke about how he had stolen his girl. At that moment, Jim seized his keys, called his crew, and said, "We need to settle this face to face." He drove directly to a studio in Harlem, pushed in without knocking, and approached Cam in the middle of the session. A blow to the jaw without any prior notice or words. Friends scurried, chairs flew, and arguments started. The entire incident was captured on camera, with Jim yelling, "I trusted you. This is how you repay me." When security eventually separated them, the harm had already been done. That video went viral in a matter of hours. The Dipset Brotherhood's violent disintegration astounded the audience. While some applauded Jim for prioritizing devotion over all else, others denounced him for using violence. Chrissy stayed mute the entire time, only stoking the flames. Fans questioned her lack of denial, asking, "What is she hiding?" Later, Cam attempted to minimize the situation. He shared a video of himself and his crew laughing, claiming it was nothing serious. But the facial bruises revealed otherwise. Trolls inundated his posts with stickers of snakes and clown emojis. He was obviously unable to spin this one. Chrissy apparently broke down back at his place. According to friends, she locked herself up, unable to answer calls or texts. She believed that she would never have a private time with Cam. But now she felt like everything was against her. Jim, meanwhile, wavered between rage and grief. He uploaded a real-time video. Warning: apparent bloodied lip, never toy with me in that manner again. It's over once you cross me. As folks were beginning to relax, another sharper video appeared, from a different perspective. In this one, Chrissy and Cam were seen smiling conspiratorially while holding hands beneath the table. A calm, self-assured smile spread across Chrissy's face as Cam leaned in to murmur something. Its appearance validated everyone's worst suspicions. Was intentional and went beyond simple flirtation. Jim watched that video with a straight expression. He didn't flinch or yell. Rather, he switched off his phone and went back to his recording studio. According to insiders, he utilized his words to vent his anguish in the hopes that the booth would erase the grief. And his subsequent songs were darker than ever, with references to treachery and backstabbing. Regarding business, Mona Scott Young, a hip-hop producer and lover, smelled like ratings gold. She coordinated a reunion special with cameras rolling around the clock by reaching out to everyone. "Let's clear the air," Cam exclaimed excitedly, but Chrissy hesitated. To recall every moment made her feel vulnerable and ashamed. In the end, though, she concurred, saying, "People deserve the truth, not just the gossip." Tension was high on the day of the tape, and security was on duty. Separate green rooms were also set up. "I'm going in wounded, but I'll walk out free," Jim informed his management. The host urged Jim to speak directly to Chrissy and Cam. As soon as the cameras turned on, his voice was low as he glanced at Chrissy and then at Cam. "Chrissy wore all black and heavy glasses, and I trusted you both." "Her face is empty." Cam entered the room jokingly, but the studio light's brightness made his confidence crumble. Cam interrupted Chrissy as she opened her mouth to remark, "It wasn't planned. It just happened." Jim retaliated. "It's the feelings that brothers have for their girl are holy and uncomplicated. You did something filthy." The crowd let out a gasp. Every pause and sidelong gaze was burdened. The host made an effort to guide them toward harmony, but Chrissy's voice faltered as she uttered, "I never meant to hurt you. I thought I could handle it." Jim gave a terrifying response. "I'm not sure if this will ever be resolved." Their mute sorrow was captured on camera. Chrissy's eyes were full of tears. Jim's icy stare and Cam's fisted hands on his lap by the end. It was evident that this was more than just a weekend affair or a simple infidelity rumor. Rather, it was a breakdown of family trust and a betrayal so severe that no amount of talk could make it right. The host asked the audience what they thought when the lights went down, but nobody had any response. Fans shared their opinions on social media outside the studio. Was Cam a traitor, or was Chrissy a faithful partner? Would Jim ever be able to forgive them? Once resonating with Dipset anthems, the streets of Harlem suddenly rang with questions that no one could answer. Additionally, the consequences persisted long after the cameras were turned off, demonstrating that some betrayals pierce too deeply to ever mend. We've got an unvarnished look at three individuals entangled in a web of treachery and betrayal in today's reunion special. The tension was so intense that you could feel it in your bones when the cameras began to roll. Camron wandered off to the side while Jim Jones and Chrissy Lamon sat rigidly and tensely facing each other. "I get where you're coming from," Camron murmured softly, looking at Jim after a lengthy pause. "But I'm out of this. You to figure it out?" He straightened his shoulders and turned to leave. Nobody understood whether the silence in the room meant the end of their connection or a break before further drama. Following that, social media took off. Fans were left wondering whether Jim was plotting a comeback or something more sinister when he posted a mysterious message about getting ready for what's coming up. Chrissy remained entirely silent on Instagram, simply asking more questions. While some viewers sympathized with Jim and praised his pledge to prioritize devotion, others made fun of Chrissy, believing her guilt must be intolerable. However, there were differing views. Others stated, "This isn't just about friends fighting. It's about a family falling apart in public." Some questioned whether the entire affair had been staged to increase viewership. However, everyone concurred on one point. This was not just a straightforward claim. On camera, there was an emotional breakdown. James "Jimmy" Jones made a suggestion that he needed time to recover in another post a few days later. Chrissy eventually spoke out and offered a hazy apology. "I was dealt a curveball by life. I hope we can find peace, and I apologize for the suffering I caused." Despite being brief, her letter generated thousands of comments. Some are expressing compassion, while others are requesting further information. Camron shared a video of himself saying, "You never know who to trust until it's too late." As he walked down a corridor with his head down, new theories were generated by that video. Even though the reunion may have ended, the repercussions are still ongoing. Was he the one who was betrayed or the one who suffered the most? Will Camron explain his part in this catastrophe? Or is this the end of a bond that felt indestructible at the moment? Only time will tell, and everyone is watching every move. Jim and Chrissy managed to get back together,